What is up, YouTube? Back in Madden 23. Today we're going to be rebuilding the San Francisco Christian McCaffreys. The 49ers. They just traded for Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers on a rampage, trading away everyone except for DJ Moore, apparently. They feel like they could keep him for eternity. Sure, he probably won't even want to re-sign there, but who knows. Right now, they're looking like a dumpster fire. 49ers are trying to win right now. They got Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback since Trey Lance is injured and he's out for the whole entire season. We got Deebo Samuel, wide receiver 1, 90 overall with X Factor. We got Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver 2, 83 overall with Star Dev. George Kittle, one of the best tight ends in the NFL, 96 overall, X Factor. The offensive line could definitely use some work on the interior positions. Need a new center, new left guard. Right guard, this is Burford. He is a 4th or 5th round pick, I believe. Rookie starting. Yeah, he's a rookie from UTSA. I believe that's University of Texas San Antonio. And let's see, what round was he drafted in? The 4th round, yep. So they're digging deep for starters on the offensive line. At left tackle, we got Trent Williams, 99 overall superstar, one of the best left tackles in the NFL for a long time. He's 34 years old, playing in his 13th season now. Defensively, they have two of the best players at their position, respectively. Fred Warner, middle linebacker, 95 overall, superstar X Factor, and Nick Bosa, 95 overall, superstar X Factor. Safety Jimmy Ward, 86 overall with Star Dev. Odom at free safety is not so great, 71 overall. Normal Dev, 28 years old, so he's basically peaked out. He's just gonna be regressing from this point on. So we have some work to do on the offensive line, and on defense we gotta get a new outside linebacker, a new free safety. Gotta figure out what to do with the defensive line. We got Ward at cornerback 1. He's 84 overall with normal Dev. Maybe he'll jump up to Star Dev. Still only 26 years old, so he has a couple of years to try to get that. And then we got Thomas at cornerback 2. He's only a 73, but he does have Star Dev, and he's only 22 years old. Eric Armstead at defensive tackle is 82 overall with Star Dev. I do see him on the trade block a lot. Whenever I try to trade a player, they're always trying to throw him out there, and I have traded for him once before because I needed a defensive tackle in another rebuild. He's 28 years old, is in his 7th year. He had one season where he had a breakout year with 10 sacks a couple years ago. I think the reason why they always want to trade him though is because his contract. He has 3 years remaining. $9 million this year, but next season jumps up to $24 million and then $25 million. So he's definitely going to be way overpaid for what his overall is in Madden. Checking out the injury report, we got Jason Verrett, 81 overall. He's going to be out for 3 more weeks, but he's on injured reserve. So typically, whenever a player's on injured reserve, they don't let you take him off until after like week 8 or 10 or something. We also have Elijah Moore at running back. He's on here. He's not even injured, but it won't let me take him off of the injury reserve right now. Not even ability or option to do that. And then we also have another cornerback, Emmanuel Mosley, 77 overall, but he's out for 37 weeks. And yeah, there's a lot of injuries on this team. Most of the guys are in the 70s. Obviously, the biggest known name that's injured is Trey Lance with a broken leg. He's going to be out for the whole season. Trey Lance does have Star Dev, which is definitely interesting as far as moving forward to the next season. Jimmy Garoppolo only has normal Dev, so definitely not going to be using him next year, most likely. I am going to focus on scouting quarterbacks just in case we end up wanting to draft one. I don't know if Trey Lance is going to hold his Star Dev since he's not going to be playing this entire season. But if I can get him to be the starting quarterback next year, I would like to do that. Checking out the team salaries, and next season in 2023, Eric Armstead is going to be making the second most on the team with $24 million. It's going to be more than McCaffrey, more than Warner, more than Kittle. I'm probably going to end up trying to trade Armstead at the trade deadline just to get that $24 million out the book so we can have that money to improve the team in other places. I'm not going to mess with the playbooks or the schemes at all. I'm going to leave everything on the default 49ers for the first season or two and see how things go with that. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a pretty good start. We're 6-1, leading the division. The Cardinals are 4-3, the Rams are 1-5, and the Seahawks are 1-6. Let's jump in here and see what players we need to negotiate with. Jimmy Ward's 31 years old, 86 overall with Star Dev. Definitely want to bring him back, but I'm going to wait till the end of the season since he's 31. He's going to start regressing. Same thing with Jason Verrett. He's going to start regressing too. He might even lose his Star Dev. Mike McGlinchey's 27. He wants 3 years, 24 mil. Definitely want to bring him back on the O-line. He's coming back. Kicker Robbie Gould's 39 years old, so probably not going to re-sign him. He's probably going to start regressing heavily. Emmanuel Mosley, cornerback, 77 overall, 3 years, 12 mil. I might want to bring him back, but I'm going to wait a little bit and see. Jimmy Garoppolo, probably not going to bring him back at all. See, some of these other guys, they only have normal dev and they're already like 27 to 32. Aziz Alshire is interesting, but he only has normal dev. He's 25 though. 4 years, 22 mil. It's not too bad. Jeff Wilson at running back, not interested in him. We got Christian McCaffrey. Maurice Hurst is only, well, he's 27, but he's only 73 overall with star dev. Came over here to the injury report to see if we could get some players off of injured reserve, and look who's on here. Christian McCaffrey with a broken finger. Says he's only out for 1 week, but come over here and check out his stats. Dude's barely done anything. He's only got 186 yards, and he's only played in 3 games, and we're already 7 games into the season, so he's already missed 4 games. Not off to a great start. I was able to get Elijah Mitchell off of injured reserve, so he's back at starting running back since McCaffrey's going to be out for at least another week. And then defensively, I was also able to get Jason Verrett off of injured reserve as well. So he's starting at cornerback, 281 overall, star dev, 31 years old. Ended up trading defensive tackle Eric Armstead to the Bears for a 2nd round pick. I was trying to record it, but I accidentally backed out of it before I was able to start recording it. So he went to the Bears, and we got a 2nd round pick from them. So now we have 2 2nd round picks in the upcoming draft. We don't have a 1st round pick, but we do have a lot of other picks though. Well, I guess 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 2 7ths, and I guess it didn't take all the draft picks away that the 49ers traded to the Panthers for Christian McCaffrey, because I'm pretty sure they traded like 4 draft picks. I think it was like a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or something like that. End of the regular season, we went 11-6, came in 2nd in the division to the Cardinals, who also went 11-6. The Rams went 8-9, and the Seahawks went 4-13. Come over here and check out the stats for the season. We had the 26th ranked offense. That's not looking good. Defensively, 10th, so defense is definitely holding the team up. Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 3,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 65% completion with the 106 rating. So I guess like he was pretty effective. That 106 rating is pretty nice looking, so he just didn't get a lot of attempts because this is a running team. Christian McCaffrey only played in 12 games, but still almost had 1,000 yards, 5.2 per carry, 14 touchdowns. Good to see that production from him. Jimmy Garoppolo, 2.9 per carry. Deebo Samuel had 250 yards rushing, 5.1 per carry with 3 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell got 200 yards and a touchdown, and Jeff Wilson had 5 rushing touchdowns as well. Fullback Juszczyk had 1 rushing touchdown, 82 yards rushing. Receiving, Deebo Samuel had 997 yards, 6 touchdowns. Ayuk, 981 yards with 8 touchdowns. Ray McCloud had 712 yards with 5 touchdowns. George Kittle had 585 yards with 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Dre Greenlaw led the team in tackles with 119. Fred Warner right behind him with 117. Nick Bosa had 18 TFLs. Ebukam had 17. Nick Bosa led the team in sacks with 14. Ebukam had 6.5, and Omenihu, I'm not sure how you say that, 4 sacks. Fred Warner led the team in interceptions with 4. Greenlaw had 3, and then a few other guys had 1. We do have a one last hoorah here for a player that's going to retire. Trent Williams, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. That's who it's going to be for. The potential retirement of Trent Williams has fired up the team, plus 10 morale for all players. We definitely need that. Going to be playing against the 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round of the playoffs. We also have the Cardinals against the Falcons, the Eagles against the Commanders, and the Packers had a bye week. Playing in Tampa Bay wild card round, first quarter we're down 7-0. We tied it up in the second 7-7. It's raining out here. We're up 10-7 now in the second. Now we're losing 14-10. Third quarter we're still losing 17-10. We're down. Fourth quarter we're losing 20-10. Now we come back 20-17. Are we gonna be able to do something here? Nope. Lost the game 20-17 to 45-year-old Tom Brady. Discuss the results of the previous game for the one last hoorah for Trent Williams. He's probably not going to be too happy. See what they're going to say. Is he going to retire? Or Trent Williams has announced his retirement from the NFL. Dang, that's not good for us. 2022 season recap. The Packers beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl 48-21 to win their 5th Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season with the Bills. Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year with the Jaguars. Alvin Kamara won Offensive Player of the Year with the Saints. I haven't seen that one. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Romeo Doubs won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Packers. Aiden Hutchinson won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Lions. Kicker Robbie Gould retired after 18 years, and we saw that Trent Williams retired after 12 years in the wild card round. We have $88 million in cap space. Jimmy Ward's 83 overall, star dev, 32 years old. He wants 2 years, 14 mil. I'll go ahead and throw it to him. He's coming back. We got Jason Verrett, 32 years old. He's down to a 78 overall with normal dev. 1 year, 4.7 mil. I'll go ahead and give it to him. He wants to play for a new team. All right, we'll go ahead then. Get up out of here. Emmanuel Mosley is 27 years old, 77 overall. Just has normal dev, but 3 years, 12 mil is not that bad. He's coming back. Jimmy Garoppolo is down to a 73 overall. No thanks. Ebukam is 28 years old. He's a 77 overall with normal dev. I'm going to see if I can upgrade that position. Do need a punter, so I'm going to try to bring him back. He's coming back. And let's see, Aziz Al-Shair, 3 years, 16 mil. Probably going to try to upgrade. Probably going to try to upgrade a lot of these positions. They all have normal dev, and they're like older guys, so they don't really have a lot of room to progress. Alright, so this is what the team is looking like before free agency. We are going to get Trey Lance back off of injury, and he is a 72 overall, playing up to a 73 overall. He does have star dev, so I think I'm just going to roll with him at quarterback. I was scouting quarterbacks pretty heavily in case we needed to draft one. But Christian McCaffrey is up to a 99 overall. Well, I guess he's playing up to a 99 overall. Offensive line needs a lot of work. We basically need 4 new offensive linemen. Defensively, we do get Javon Kinlaw back off of injured reserve from last season. Do need another defensive tackle, another defensive end. We need another outside linebacker. Drake Greenlaw jumped up to superstar dev, so that's nice to see. We need another free safety, and we could use probably at least another corner, I guess. Well, we still have Mosley here. He's out for 12 weeks, so yeah, we have some work to do on the offensive line and then the defensive line for sure. Looking at free agency, and Tom Brady is available at quarterback, and his interest is almost completely full for wanting to come and play for the 49ers. I'm not going to sign him, but I just think that's funny because there's all these rumors that he wanted to go to the 49ers. Also, I'm looking at offensive linemen, and this free agency class is just terrible. Best left tackle, 73 overall. Best left guard, 75 overall. I did offer him a deal because he's interested in coming to the team. Center, 73 overall. Right guard, 75 overall. Right tackle, 76 overall. So the offensive line and this free agency are terrible. Free agency, I got Mike Edwards at free safety. He is 81 overall, 27 years old with star dev. I ended up getting Adrian Phillips to be a backup safety. Got him on a cheap deal, 1 year, 5 mil. Matt Gay, kicker, 78 overall with normal dev. Defensive tackle, Anyamata, 78 overall with normal dev. Right tackle, Jawan Taylor. And left guard, Justin Pugh. Here in the second round of the draft, since we didn't have a first round pick, we do have pick number 7 in the second round. I was scouting some offensive linemen, and this center is a projected 2nd to 3rd round, but his true talent is 1st to 2nd round. We're in the 2nd round right now, so it makes sense. We need a center. He has elite in everything. Dang, I didn't even see that. He has great and strength, or great strength and great speed is what I was trying to say. Skills wise, he has A awareness, A impact block, A lead block, A block finesse, A run block, A run block finesse. Dude looks like a beast. He's got hidden dev with 89 strength, 22 years old. Our other second round pick, number 22. I'm gonna go to the left guard. I have another guy 100% scouted. He's a round 2 to 3 projected, but his true talent is 1st to 2nd round. And he's a scheme fit, agile. He has good acceleration, great agility, great change of direction, great jumping, elite strength with solid speed. A impact block, A lead block, B pass block finesse. So he looks pretty solid for a 2nd round pick. And he only has normal dev, but that's okay. He's 6'3", 321 pounds, is a big guy, 92 strength. Here in the 3rd round of the draft, I'm looking at this linebacker, James Walker. He is a pass coverage scheme fit. We only got him 50% scouted, but he's projected to be 3rd to 4th round. His physicals, he has elite acceleration, good agility, good change of direction with great speed. He's a kind of a smaller guy though. I think he's 6 foot, 220 pounds because he's a pass coverage scheme fit. But he has A zone coverage and B man coverage. Normal dev, but he has 85 speed. He might be a starter for us at outside linebacker. 4th round, we do need a speed rushing defensive end. This guy's a speed rushing right outside linebacker, but if he's good enough, we can move him to defensive end and potentially be a starter for us. He only has solid speed. I mean, he doesn't look great. It's in the 4th round, so it is what it is at this point. Does have B hit power with B pursuit. Normal dev, 80 speed. Here in the 5th round, we do need a backup quarterback since we don't have Jimmy Garoppolo anymore, so I'm going to draft this quarterback, Jeff Clifton. He's a scrambler. I got him 100% scouted. He is a true day 3 talent. We're on day 3, so physicals, he has elite jumping with great throw power. He does run the fastest 40 of all the quarterbacks. He has B break sack, B injury, B juke move, B medium accuracy, B under pressure. He doesn't look amazing, but he's going to be a backup. Normal dev, 85 speed, 92 throw power. Checking out the draft recap, the center that we drafted is a 74 overall, so he's definitely going to be a starter for us. He also has hidden dev, and then the guard that we drafted is a 73 overall. He just has normal dev, but he'll probably be a starter for us as well. The rest of the guys were not looking so great at all. They're all like in the 60s, so probably not going to be starters anywhere there. See what the rest of the NFL draft is looking like. Number 1 overall pick was Ben Sweet, quarterback for the Steelers, 81 overall. And then at 80 overall, Le'Veon Ingram. Let's see what the highest overall was. What the heck? This running back's at 87 overall from Alabama. 1st round pick number 4 from Detroit. He's an elusive back, 5'9", 199 pounds. And he only has normal dev. So that means that he's not generational, because if you're generational, then you have X factor for sure. 96 speed, 77 break tackle. He has 99 juke. This is freaking insane, dude. How does he only have normal dev? What the heck? Who else do we have over here? That quarterback and then defensive end. All right. Detroit got him a game changer. This is what the starting lineup is looking like for season 2. We got Trey Lance back at quarterback. 49ers are dead set on making him the starting quarterback, so we're going to do it too. Christian McCaffrey is a 97 overall X factor. Deebo Samuel dropped down to superstar, but he's still a 92. Brandon Ayuk is an 85 with star. George Kittle dropped down to superstar, but he's still a 96. We brought in Taylor at right tackle. Drafted this guy in the 2nd round. Brought in Pugh in free agency, and we got McGlinchey playing left tackle now since Trent Williams decided to retire. Defensively, biggest weakness we have is this outside linebacker spot, and then also this defensive end spot. One thing I didn't notice is this dude Hufanga. I don't know that he was on the team already. Never even heard of him personally in real life, so I'm gonna make him the starting strong safety and move Ward over to free safety. I'm gonna end up trading Edwards that we just brought in free agency because we don't have any need for him. If I'd have known this guy was on the team, I would have never signed this guy. So got Phillips gonna be the backup though. Fred Warner's at 98 with X Factor. Greenlaw's at 82 with Star Dev. We got Javon Kinlaw back off of injured reserve. We brought in Onyemata and free agency at defensive tackle. We got Mosley at cornerback 2, 77 overall. We got Ward at cornerback 1, 85. And then we got Thomas at cornerback 3. So I'm going to go ahead and trade Edwards real quick and then get into the season. The Houston Texans are willing to give us defensive end Marcus Davenport for Mike Edwards straight up. I did try to sign Marcus Davenport in free agency, but he turned us down. So we're going to go ahead and get him right now. Now we got Davenport starting at right end. He's a scheme fit power rusher. And then Nick Bosa moves back to the left side to be a scheme fit speed rusher. The midseason point, we're off to a 4-3 start, leading the division. The Rams are 3-3, the Cardinals are 2-5, and the Seahawks are 1-6. See what players we have to negotiate with here. We got $49 million in cap space. Nick Bosa wants 3 years, $63 million. We got Brandon Ayuk's deal up. Adrian Phillips not bringing him back. So basically, we just have 2 guys here. We need Nick Bosa, 3 years, $36 million per or $21 million per year. He's coming back. Brandon Ayuk, I definitely want to try to bring him back. 3 years, $36 million. He wants more. End of the regular season, we went 9-8 and missed the playoffs. The Rams went 10-7. The Cardinals went 5-12, and the Seahawks went 3-14. See what happened over here with the stats. Offense is ranked number 25th. Once again, not so great on offense. Defensively 14th, so still decent, but fell off a little bit. Trey Lance threw for 3,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 59% completion with a 90 rating. So it's a pretty terrible season for Trey Lance for sure. Christian McCaffrey actually played every game this year, had 1,300 yards, 5.2 per carry with 12 touchdowns. Trey Lance 500 yards, 3.6 per carry with 2 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel had 365 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. Backup running back Mitchell had 10 rushing touchdowns. Deebo Samuel led the team in receiving yards, 1,154 with 10 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk had 742 with 6 touchdowns. George Kittle had 721 with 6 touchdowns. Fred Warner led the team in tackles with 140 TFLs. Javon Kinlaw had the most with 15. Davenport had 14. Onyemata had 11, and Bosa had 11. Nick Bosa led the team in sacks with 13. Kinlaw had 8. Davenport had 7.5. I think I saw Nick Bosa on the injury report somewhere in the season. So yeah, he missed 3 games. He only played in 14. Still led the team in sacks with 13. So that's pretty good. Charvarius Ward led the team in interceptions with 3. Greenlaw had 2. Hufanga had 2. Phillips had 2. Ward had 2. And then a few other guys had 1. The Eagles beat the Titans in the Super Bowl 38-13 to win their 2nd Super Bowl. And apparently Tom Brady is the Eagles quarterback because he won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season with the Bills. Brandon Staley won Coach of the Year with the Chargers. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. And Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Justin Pugh decided to retire after 11 years in the NFL. At $59 million in cap space, we still need to try to bring Brandon Ayuk back. Did offer him a 3-year deal last time, so I'm going to throw him a 4-year deal and see what he says. He's not interested in re-signing this dude. How much does it cost to franchise tag him? $29 million. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a hard pass on that. Probably not going to bring back any of these other dudes. Probably Javon Kinlaw, I do want to bring him back. He wants 2 years, $11 million. But he's not extremely interested, so let me try throwing him a 4-year deal. He's going to test out free agency as well. Franchise tag, $21 million, no thanks. Well, pretty much nobody wants to come back for us that we want to sign, so go on to free agency. Basically on offense, we don't need anything except for a wide receiver or 2. Probably get away with just 1. Still got Danny Gray. Defensively, we still need another right outside linebacker, and we need 2 defensive tackles now. And we could use another cornerback, probably like either a true 1 or a solid 2 at corner. Free agency went pretty terrible for us. We were able to get Brandon Ayuk back at wide receiver. He's 86 overall with star dev, 26 years old. Got him on a 4-year deal. I tried to get Ed Oliver at defensive tackle. I tried to get Javon Kinlaw back. I tried to get some other guys. I tried to get Jadeveon Clowney to play outside linebacker for us. I tried to get a whole bunch of dudes. Paid them a lot of money, but they're like, no, we don't want to go there. We want to go to another team. I think it's because of the fact that we don't have a franchise quarterback. But you see, we still have $31 million in cap space because we just weren't able to spend it. So I had to get who I could get. I got Javon Hargrave and Tristan Hill, defensive tackle, and Gross Matos is going to be moving to play the power rushing outside linebacker for us. I'm trading for the number 2 pick from the Atlanta Falcons to get this cornerback that I have 100% scouted. That is a top 5 for sure. I'm going to trade a 1st round pick this year, next year, and a 2nd round pick to make this happen. This is the cornerback. His name is Emmanuel Hayward. He's a zone, so he's not necessarily a scheme fit, but like I said, we got him 100% scouted, and he's a for sure top 5. 6'3", 180 pounds. He has good to great and everything. Skills-wise, he has A awareness. He has B in a lot of things. He has C man coverage, but he has A zone coverage, so about to draft him right now. He has hidden dev, 92 speed. 3rd round, because we do not have a 2nd round pick this year, I'm going to draft this right tackle Eric Goodson. He's an agile scheme fit. We need to get us another guard since Pugh retired. 23 years old, and he has good to great and a lot of things along with solid. So I'm basically just going to take a chance on him. Normal dev, sad to see. Here in the 4th round, this left outside linebacker Jamie Copper is a power rusher. He looks like he has the potential to possibly be good because he has potential to have A or B in a few things. So in the 4th round, I'm just going to take a chance. Normal dev, 80 speed, that sucks. The 1st round, number 2 pick corner that we drafted is a 77 overall, but it looks like everyone else is basically a bust, so not having great luck in the draft this season. This cornerback is 77 overall, hidden dev. He has 92 speed with 71 man coverage. That's pretty bad, but he has 80 zone coverage. 99 injury, so we don't have to worry about him getting injured like Christian McCaffrey. Looking at the entire draft recap for the NFL, and the quarterback that the Seahawks drafted #1 is only a 73. Highest overall in the entire class was a wide receiver, Zamir Brooks, 83 overall. The Raiders drafted, and then there was a running back that's 81, and then everyone else is in the 70s. So at least we got a top 5 guy right here with 77 overall. This is what the starting lineup is looking like for season 3. Trey Lance is playing up to a 75 overall with star dev. Christian McCaffrey's a true 99 overall with X Factor. Deebo Samuel's a 94 with superstar. We got Ayuk back, he's 86 overall with star. George Kittle's a 97 with star. The offensive line's not looking terrible. I mean, obviously we could use some better overalls, but take what we can get. Offensively, I think we're pretty decent. It's just the quarterback that's holding us back, but we're trying to give Trey Lance a chance. Defensively, we got 3 X Factors on the team now. Greenlaw's an X Factor, 84 overall. Warner's an X Factor. Bosa's an X Factor. Brought Gross Matos in free agency and moved him to right outside linebacker. Jimmy Ward is an 82 overall. Hufanga is 82 overall. That rookie cornerback that we drafted is a 78 overall with hidden dev. Davenport's 85 overall, and Ward jumped up to star dev with 87 overall. We got Mosley playing cornerback 3. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a bad start, 2-5. The Cardinals are 5-2. Seahawks are 3-4, and the Rams are 2-4. So things are not looking so great for us. Looking at players available to re-sign, we got $99 million in cap space. Travarius Ward, he is actually doing pretty well for us. He's up to 86 overall with star dev. 28 years old, pretty much reached his potential at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and sign him to a 1-year, $12 million deal. He's coming back. Who else do we have here? Dre Greenlaw, Hufanga, Mitchell, Ward. All right, Dre Greenlaw, definitely want to bring him back. He's 85 overall, X Factor, 27 years old. He wants 4 years, 61 mil, roughly 15 million per year. Not considering shorter deals, so he wants another year. Okay. Hufanga is 24 years old, 82 overall, star dev. Definitely want to bring him back. He's coming back. And let's see, Elijah Mitchell, 3 years, 11 million. That's really not that bad at all for a backup running back. 26 years old, 82 overall, star dev, and he's a scheme fit. We'll go ahead and give it to him. He's coming back. He's happy. He's happy. Jimmy Ward is 33 years old at this point. Probably going to try to move on from him or see how things go at the end of the season. Matt Gay at kicker, definitely want to bring him back because we need a kicker for sure. No longer term commitment, no deals. This guy. Juwan Taylor is 26 years old, still has room to improve, 78 overall with normal dev. So that was a couple more years, so we can go ahead and get him. Oh, he wants to go to another team, free agency. All right, well, never mind then. Hargrave is going to be a 1-year patch. Ambry Thomas is only 24 years old. He wants 3 years, 10 mil, 76 overall. We'll go ahead and throw it to him. That's a pretty cheap deal. He needs a bigger offer. All right, well, never mind. Trey Lance is going to be coming up at week 9 to negotiate with. In this regular season, we had a bad year. We went 7-10, did not make the playoffs, obviously. The Cardinals went 12-5. The Seahawks went 10-7, and the Rams went 9-8. We need to see what's going on here with the team. 23rd on offense, so not looking so great. Defensively 9th, so the defense is always carrying us here. Trey Lance is actually having a pretty decent year. 3,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, 66% completion with a 105 rating. He's just not being able to throw the ball as much, so I think that Trey Lance could actually be a pretty good quarterback just based off of this. Might need to change the playbook and get away from this crazy run scheme that the 49ers do. Christian McCaffrey had 1,300 yards, 5.1 per carry with 15 touchdowns. Did play in all 17 games. Trey Lance ran for 560 yards, 3.9 per carry with 5 touchdowns. And then Deebo Samuel had 342 yards with 2 touchdowns. Backup running back Mitchell had 300 yards, 7 touchdowns. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to change the playbook and try to get more pass and attack going here. Deebo Samuel, 870 yards, 7 touchdowns. Ayuk, 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. Danny Gray from SMU had 700 yards with 5 touchdowns. Tight end Kittle had 500 yards with 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Fred Warner led the team in tackles again with 124. Greenlaw right behind him with 112. Nick Bosa had 22 TFLs. Hargrave had 17, and Hill had 12. Sacks, Bosa had the most with 16. Davenport had 8.5. Like to see that. Hargrave even had 6, and Tristan Hill had 4.5. Interceptions, Fred Warner had 2, Jimmy Ward had 2, and a few other guys had 1, so not really getting a ton of interceptions this season. I'm going to go ahead and change the offensive scheme to a vertical zone run because that's the highest percentage scheme fit that we are right now. Well, besides the spread, but I don't want to run the spread. I'm doing some air raid stuff like Cliff Kingsbury over here. So we're 69% on that, and then the playbook I'm choosing for the vertical zone run is going to be Dallas because I think that Trey Lance is, similar in style to Dak Prescott. I mean, he's probably a better runner than Dak, and Dak's probably a better passer than him. But the Dallas playbook does still have good running plays, and they get a lot of rushing yards, so that's good for Christian McCaffrey. Bengals beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl 35-28 to win their first ever Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season. Seth Henry won Coach of the Year with the Falcons. Joe Mixon won Offensive Player of the Year with the Bengals. And Khalil Mack won Defensive Player of the Year with the Chargers. We have $102 million in cap space. Dre Greenlaw is 86 overall with X Factor. He wants 4 years, $70 million. We already offered that to him before and he turned it down, but let's just offer it to him again and see. He's excited to come back. Well, what's the difference, man? I don't understand that. It always happens. Jimmy Ward is down to a 79 overall, going to be moving on from him. We did try to get the kicker on a 1-year deal last time, and he was like, no thanks, I need more. When we offer him a 1-year deal again. That's a good offer. What the heck? How is it good? It's the same one, dude. Juwan Taylor, I'm going to try to get him back. Did offer him a 2-year deal last time. I'm going to go ahead and do it again and see what happens. He's not interested in signing. Alright. Javon Hargrave, no thanks. Ambry Thomas, we did offer him a deal last time. We offer him the same deal. Nope, he's going to free agency. Trey Lance, alright, he wants 4 years, $67 million. He's up to a 77 overall. Let's offer him that. He's going to test out free agency. How much does it cost a franchise tag? $49 million. Wow. Alright, well, I guess we're going to be trying to sign him back in free agency. Tristan Hill is probably going to be moving on from him. Gross Matos, same thing. Obviously, we need to try to get Trey Lance back because we're not going to be rolling with no dude named Clifton. That's a 66 overall at quarterback. We also need to get a new right tackle. On defense, we need to get, we still need to get this outside linebacker spot filled up. We need to get a new free safety. And we need 2 defensive tackles. Checking out the free agency class, and at quarterback, we do have 3 options here. We got Trevor Lawrence, who is the best option, 85 overall, 25 years old with star dev. Trey Lance, who is 77 overall, 25 years old with star dev. Davis Mills, 75 overall, 26 years old with normal dev. Obviously, like for me personally, I would definitely want to get Trevor Lawrence and put him as the starting quarterback, but for the sake of the video and it's the 49ers rebuild, I'm going to go with Trey Lance and offer him a deal. He does have 2 teams already offering him a deal. Davis Mills has 1, and Trevor Lawrence has nobody interested in him because he wants $31 million per year. So I'm going to offer Trey Lance a deal. I'm going to go with the 5-year deal and see if that puts us at the top. Yeah, it puts us as the favorite team. So I'm going to go through the rest of free agency and see how this goes. All right, free agency, we got right guard Elijah Vera Tucker. He's at 84 overall with star dev, 26 years old. Probably going to try to move him to right tackle or maybe one of the other guys. Getting Dallin Tomlinson at defensive tackle. He's an 80 overall, star dev, 31 years old. This is going to be a 1-year patch. Got Andre Cisco at free safety. He's a 79 overall, 25 years old with normal dev. Eric Armstead wanted to come back to play for us, so we got him on a pretty cheap deal. It's like 1 year, $8 million, 79 overall with normal dev, 31 years old. And we got Trey Lance back, 77 overall, star dev, 25 years old. Got him on a 5-year deal. Here in the second round of the draft, we didn't have a first-round pick since we traded away last year. I'm going to draft this right guard, Jonathan Parsons. He's an agile scheme fit. Basically the best player that I see that's available here. He is got good acceleration, great agility, great change of direction, great jumping, and decent strength. Skills-wise, we know for sure he has A, lead block, and B on his run block stuff. Hidden dev, 84 strength. He's 6'3", 329 pounds, 21 years old. Second round pick, right guard, Jonathan Parsons is a 72 overall. We did see that he has hidden dev. I ended up letting the computer draft the rest of the guys because I've been so terrible at drafting the rest of the rounds. They drafted this wide receiver, Carnegie. He's a hidden dev, 70 overall. Our NFL draft recap, the first like 6 or 7 picks you see, they don't look like they're amazing. I mean, they're not terrible, but there's a guy that's a 72 overall here. Let's see what the highest overall in the whole draft class was, only 76, and there was 3 of them. So pretty not so great top heavy draft class here. This is what the team is looking like for the start of season 4. Trey Lance is playing up to a 78 overall with star dev. We did change the offensive scheme book, or the playbook and the scheme, to the Dallas Cowboys. See if we can get them some more passing attempts here. Christian McCaffrey's a 98 overall X Factor. Debo Samuel's 95 with star. Ayuk is 87 with star. George Kittle's 97 overall with star. The offensive line is looking pretty good now. I guess that the rookie offensive lineman we drafted isn't high enough overall to be a starter, so I'll just stick with whoever the highest overalls are. Defensively, Fred Warner is a 99 overall superstar. Greenlaw is 87 with X Factor. I did move this guy Jackson to right outside linebacker. He was a defensive end, but I moved him over here to be a higher overall than this guy Kendrick. I did try to get some right outside linebackers in free agency, but there's just never anyone that's good enough that wants to sign, or the ones that do want to sign are lower overall. So Cisco, we brought him in free agency to be our starting free safety. He's an 80 overall. Ward's up to 87. Davenport's an 87. Tomlinson's an 82. Armstead came back on a free agency 1-year deal, 81 overall. Bosa's still a 99 overall X Factor. One thing I didn't mention last time was, well, I guess the middle of last season, was that Hayward is an 80 overall star dev. He's a guy we drafted in the first round. And then our third corner, Mosley, is 76. Mid-season point, we're 4-3, so off to a decent start. We are leading the division. The Rams are 3-3, the Cardinals are 3-4, and the Seahawks are 2-4. See what we have to bring back. We got $140 million in cap space. Christian McCaffrey's deal is up. He only wants 4 years, $46 million. I mean, that's really not too bad for as good as he is. He is 29 years old, but we'll go ahead and offer it to him. He wants more. All right. Let's see, we got George Kittle's deal is up. He wants 3 years, $40 million. I do want to bring him back for sure. I'll go ahead and offer him the money since we have a crap ton. He's coming back. Lifer, he's a lifelong 49er now. Debo Samuel's deal is up. He wants 4 years, $85 million. Doesn't look like he's very interested in re-signing him. Just drop him a 5-year, boost it up. Need to do more to convince me. All right. Charvarius Ward is 29. He's still 86 overall with star dev. 1 year, basically 12 mil. Go ahead and offer it to him. He's coming back. And let's see. Davenport, 28 years old, 85 overall. He wants 3 years, 60 mil. So 20 million a year, basically. I'll offer it to him. Need to do more to convince me. Well, what do you want me to do? A song and dance? See, fullback Juszczyk. He's 34 years old. Still at 84 overall. Probably the highest paid fullback in the world, or in the history, but he turned our deal down. Right tackle McGlinchey, he is 30 years old. He's 82 overall. He wants 1 year, $6 million. That's really not that bad at all. He's coming back. Now let me scroll all the way back over here. We got Juszczyk. All right, Dalvin Tomlinson. Probably, I might try to bring him back, but I'm gonna wait till the end of the year and see if he holds his rating. We'll try to bring the kicker back 1 more year. He's coming back. I think that's pretty much gonna be it. We went 9-8, but we did make the playoffs as a wild card. The Cardinals went 11-6, the Rams went 6-11, and the Seahawks went 6-11. Let's see how we did in this new offensive scheme. 26, so still not so great. Defensively, probably top 10. 23rd, all right. Well, how the heck do we make the playoffs then? Trey Lance threw for 4,300 yards, 41 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 60% completion with a 95 rating. That is not good at all. Christian McCaffrey, 1,100 yards rushing, 4.6 per carry with 7 touchdowns. Trey Lance ran for 300 yards. Elijah Mitchell had 4 rushing touchdowns, backup running back. Receiving, Debo Samuel had 78 catches for 1,200 yards with 14 touchdowns. Ayuk had 900 yards, 3 touchdowns. George Kittle, 800 yards, 9 touchdowns. And Danny Gray, 800 yards with 8 touchdowns. Fred Warner led the team in tackles with 153. Greenlaw had 123. Nick Bosa had 27 TFLs. That's crazy. Dalvin Tomlinson, 19. Davenport had 16. And Greenlaw had 10. Nick Bosa led the team in sacks with 17. Davenport had 6.5. Tomlinson had 6. And McCree had 6. I don't even know who that is. Fred Warner led the team in interceptions with 3. Cisco had 2. Mosley had 1. And Melton had 1. So we're really lacking in the interception department. Going to be playing against the 10-7 Minnesota Vikings in the wild card round. And we also have the Cardinals against the Falcons, the Panthers against the Giants, and the Cowboys got a first round bye week. Playing in Minnesota in the playoffs, we're down 7-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter, we're still down 7-3. We're up 10-7 in the second. Now we're losing 14-10. Now we're winning 17-10. Third quarter, we're still winning by 3. Now we're up 20-14. Now we're losing. Now we're up 28-21 in the fourth. We're up 35-21 in the fourth. 35-28. The Vikings are trying to make it a game. 38-35 in the fourth, and we barely hold them off to get the win. We're playing against the 15-2 Dallas Cowboys in the next round of the playoffs, and on the other side we have Arizona against the Carolina Panthers. Playing in Dallas in the divisional round. First quarter we're down 3-0. Now we're down 6-0. We're down 6-3 in the second. 9-6. The heck. Now we're losing 13. Now we're winning 16-13. Now we're losing 20-19. I can't even say what's going on because it's changing so fast. Fourth quarter we're down 23-19. Now we're down 30-27, and we lost the game by 3 points. Dallas Cowboys beat the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl 21-14 to win their 6th ever Super Bowl. Trayvon Diggs won Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott won MVP of the regular season. Mike McCarthy won Coach of the Year with the Cowboys. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. And Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Definitely need to try to bring Christian McCaffrey back. He turned down the deal the last time. I'm going to offer him a 4-year deal. He's excited to sign with such a great offer and stay with the team. Who else we got? Deebo Samuel, 4 years, $85 million. So he wanted way more the last time. Let's go with the 6-year deal, see if he signs. It's exactly the offer that he wanted. He's coming back. Marcus Davenport, definitely want to bring him back. Let's bump him up to a 4-year deal and see what he says. He's coming back. Still got $74 million in cap space. Juszczyk dropped down to 80 overall with normal div. Should have signed the deal we offered you, sir. Now you can't get the same amount. Took a chance on yourself and you failed. Dalvin Tomlinson, probably going to wait and see if we can upgrade the defensive tackle position. Backup running back, we already have one, so we don't need a third one. Danny Gray, we could probably move on from him since we drafted that wide receiver that had hidden div. Right guard, Burford, I don't think that we need him because we just drafted a guard last season that had a hidden div. Mosley, he's down to a 73, moving on from him. Trey Lance is playing up to an 80 overall. That wide receiver did have hidden div, but I guess he lost it. He's already down to a normal div, but he's still a 74 overall. And we see Parsons was the guy we drafted last year. He is a star div, and apparently Winter is still a normal div. Defensively, we got to fill the defensive tackle positions again. It'd be good if we could get a shutdown or like an elite free safety, and then we still need this outside linebacker spot. But both of these guys are up to X Factor along with Bosa. So we need another corner as well. If we could get like a 95 or like a 90 or higher overall corner one, really upgrade this defense for the last season of the rebuild. Free agency, I was able to get 85 overall superstar dev Andrew Booth Jr. at cornerback. I'm also bringing in Calvin Ridley to be wide receiver 3 for us to try to upgrade the wide receiver spots for the quarterback. Defensive tackle, I had to get Michael Pierce and Dalvin Tomlinson back. I did try to get some other guys, but everyone keeps turning us down. So as you can see, most of the guys that signed with us, all of them are like extremely interested. So I'm learning that in free agency. If you want to try to get guys to sign with you, make sure they're interested. Even like most of the time, the guys that are not interested, you can offer them the biggest deal and they'll still be like, nope, I'm good. I'm going to go to another team for less money. I'm going to trade for defensive tackle Jordan Davis from Kansas City Chiefs for a 1st, 3rd, and 6th round pick. I'm also going to trade for safety from the Chargers, Derwin James. He's a 95 overall. I'm going to trade a 1st and 2 second-round picks to get him. Also trading for this outside linebacker from the Bears, Browning. He's only an 80 overall, but we still need to upgrade that position, and this is going to get it done with a 3rd-round pick and 2 4th-round picks. As you can see, there are a couple of 66 overalls, and let's see what the entire NFL draft looks like real quick, because I like to see that. I don't know if y'all like to see that, but I like to see. They drafted a linebacker and a quarterback, 74 and 76 overall, and the highest overall was a 2nd-round pick, safety, 78 overall. Did he have hidden div? Dang, the Bears out here getting lucky. This is what the team is looking like for the 5th and final season. Trey Lance is playing up to 80 overall. McCaffrey's a 97 overall with X Factor. Deebo Samuel's a 95 overall with star, and Ayuk's 88 overall with star. Actually, Deebo Samuel has superstar, my bad. And we got Calvin Ridley in free agency to be wide receiver 3 to try to open up this passing game. Offensive line is looking pretty solid, or actually it's looking pretty good overall. George Kittle is a 97 overall with star dev at this point. And then Greenlaw is injured for 1 week, so they're showing him down here, but he still has X Factor, 88 overall. Fred Warner is a 99 overall with X Factor. We traded for Browning at right outside linebacker, traded for Derwin James, And we traded for Davis at defensive tackle. Nick Bosa still a 99 overall X Factor. We got Andrew Booth Jr. in free agency at 86 overall superstar corner. So that makes Hayward our third stringer that we drafted in the first round a couple years ago. Hufanga is at 85 overall. So I think overall this is the best team that we've had so far. We're a 91 overall rated on offense and defense and for the entire team. So if this team don't win us a Super Bowl, that's going to be it, because this is the 5th and final season. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a pretty good start. We're 5-2, but we're still second in the division to the 5-1 Rams. The Cardinals are 4-3, and the Seahawks are 1-6 going to the end of the season. End of the regular season, we went 11-6, but still finished second in the division to the 14-3 Rams. The Cardinals went 9-8, and the Seahawks went 5-12. See what happened over here statistically. We had the 5th ranked offense. Now that's what I've been trying to get to, man. Finally busted out in the last season. Defensively, we did so good that we didn't even get ranked. See, Trey Lance had the best season of his career. 4,800 yards passing, 42 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 65% completion with a 108.8 rating. Been waiting to see that. Crafty had a pretty good year, 1,200 yards rushing, 5 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns. Back at running back, Mitchell had a decent year, 4.2 per carry with 2 touchdowns, and Trey Lance still rushed for 2 touchdowns as well. Receiving, Deebo Samuel 90 catches, 1,400 yards with 15 touchdowns. George Kittle had 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk had 895 yards with 10 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley 700 yards with 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Fred Warner led the team in tackles again with 139, and Dre Greenlaw had 110. TFL's Jordan Davis had 13. Nick Bosa only had 11. Dalvin Tomlinson had 10, and Davenport had 10. Nick Bosa led the team in sacks with 19. Like to see that. Davenport had 5. Tomlinson had 4, and Jordan Davis had 3.5. Interceptions, Fred Warner had 5. Andrew Booth Jr. had 3. Greenlaw had 2, and 1-1 for a couple other guys. Gonna be playing against the 10-7 Green Bay Packers in the wild card round. We also have the Cowboys against the Cardinals, the Panthers against the Commanders, and then the Rams got the bye week. Playing in Green Bay, first quarter we jumped up to a 7-0 lead. Now we're up 14-0. 14-7, Green Bay scored. Second quarter we're still winning 14-10. Can we do something here? We're up 21-10. 21-13 in the third quarter. We're still winning 24-13. We're up 31-13 in the fourth quarter. We're blowing them out 38-13, 41-13, 55-13. What the heck? Wow. Out here balling. Trey Lance really went insane in that playoff game. He had a 140 QB rating, threw for 359 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 62% completion. See, did he have any rushing yards? 3 carries for 9 yards. Christian McCaffrey did pretty good. 17 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Deebo Samuel, look at this. 10 catches, 243 yards and 4 touchdowns in a playoff game against the Packers. Freaking nice. Going to be playing against the 10-7 Carolina Panthers in the divisional round of the playoffs. And on the other side, we got the Rams going against the Cardinals. Playing in Carolina in the divisional round, we'll jump up to a 7-0 lead in the first. Second quarter, we're up 10-0. Like to see it. Come on, keep on scoring and keep holding them off. Third quarter, we're up 17-7. Still looking good right now. We're up 20-7 in the fourth quarter. Let's hold them off now. 23-7, still up. And we got the win, 23-7. Going to the NFC Championship game. Playing against the 14-3 Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Championship game, our division rival. Let's see, they beat the Cardinals 21-20, so they barely beat the number 7 seed. On the other side, we got the Steelers against the Bengals. We're up 7-0 in the first, 7-3 in the second quarter. We're still winning. Now we're losing 10-7. We scored, we're up 13-10. Second quarter, we're winning 23-10. Third quarter, we're winning 23-13. Now it's 23-20. The Rams are coming back. We're still winning 26-20. We're up 34-20 in the fourth, 37-20 in the fourth. Going to the Super Bowl, beat the 14-3 Rams. We're going to be playing against the 13-4 Steelers in the Super Bowl. Let's see, I think they were number 1 seed. Yeah, they beat the Dolphins 40-34, and they beat the Bengals 38-17. I'm going to go check out their roster real quick and see who they have on their team at this point. So they have a new quarterback that they drafted. This is his 3rd season or 4th season, whatever. Ben Sweet, he's a 92 overall. Still got Najee Harris at running back, and they got J.K. Dobbins as a backup. Wide receivers, they have Deontay Johnson still, George Pickens still, and Chase Claypool still. So all their original guys. At tight end, they still got Freiermuth. See what they have on defense: Johnson, Stevens. Not really too much on the line. TJ Watt still on the team, still balling. They still got Miles Jack. Still got Highsmith. Cornerbacks, they got Jamel Dean and Dante Jackson. Fitzpatrick still balling at safety. So pretty much it's a lot of the same players on the team. Obviously, the quarterback is the big difference that they have. Do they still have Kenny Pickett on the team as a backup? Nope, he's gone. Playing in the Super Bowl in Miami, it looks like we're down 7-0 in the first. Now we're tied 7-7. We're up 14-7 in the second. Now it's tied 14-all. It looks like it's going to be a close game. We're up 21-14. Now it's tied 21-all in the third. Every time we score, they score. Every time they score, we score. Fourth quarter, we're up 21-24. 28-24, we're losing by 4 now. And we lost the freaking Super Bowl. 28-24. At least we made it there, though. Steelers beat us in the Super Bowl 28-24 to win their 7th Super Bowl. Ben Sweet won Super Bowl MVP for the Steelers. Pat Blade won MVP of the regular season with the Rams. That's a crazy name. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Well, we were trying to get Trevor Lawrence to have a breakout year whenever we switched over to the Cowboys scheme on offense, and the second season that he was in it, he finally did have that breakout year. He jumped up to a superstar dev, and he's also playing up to 84 overall. And he had the best season of his career, throwing for 4,800 yards, 42 touchdowns, and under 10 interceptions. That's what we were wanting him to do, and he finally did it. It sucks that he got injured in real life. That's going to hold him back his development, and also in the video game too, it held him back. But finally got him to break out. Christian McCaffrey stayed up to a 99 overall for the entire rebuild. He did drop down to superstar dev at this point. Let's see what he did for the entire rebuild. He's 31 years old. For 5 seasons here with us. He missed a few games this season, but he almost had 1,000 yards. Rushed for over 1,300 yards 2 years in a row, and then he did 1,100, then 1,200, averaging around 5 yards per carry. Had double-digit touchdowns 4 out of the 5 years, so he actually did pretty good for us overall, which is expected when you're a 99 overall X Factor. Deebo Samuel did pretty good for us. George Kittle did good for us. Brandon Ayuk is up to an 89 overall with star dev. Defensively, Warner and Greenlaw and Bosa were definitely the pillars of the defense. We got Greenlaw up to an X Factor. We traded for James. We know the last season I typically trade for a lot of guys if we need to get us, try to push for the Super Bowl. So altogether, I think it was a pretty decent rebuild. There was a few years we didn't make the playoffs, but that's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button. Say something in the comments. Appreciate everyone for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.